Everyone, welcome to our YouTube channel Code and Chunks. So today we will see how we can use SQL in a Python. So in the last video we have seen the Cbond library, and if you have not watched that series, like in which we have covered the pandas, numpy and Cbond, matplotlib, those are important for the data analysis part. So you can watch those video. Okay, and after that we are moving for like how we can use SQL. Okay, to use the SQL, we have one library, that is SQLIte. By the SQLIte, you can use SQL in your Python code. So for everything, I will create a method that we do this technique in the real project. So I'm trying to explain you everything here. So here I'm creating a method to create the connection first. Okay, we will try to create method for every part. Okay, so the method name will be create connection, that will not take any parameter. Okay, and in the connection I will create my database DB. This will be my database name, and after that I will close that connection. Okay, and after closing that, print connection is created. This method will create database and connection for you. So what that connect method? Connect method will create your connection with the database. If this database is not exist, okay, it will create a database for you. So here you can see I have already that database test DB. Okay, I will delete that. Okay, I am creating a new database, that is database DB, that is not exist. So I will execute create connection method, and if I will refresh that, you can see database is created. I will create one more method to create a table. Again, I need to set the connection with my database dot db. Now we will not create that database again, because connect method will find that, oh, database is already exists. So it will try to just create a connection, not the database. After that, what we will do, we will create a cursor. Okay, to creating the cursor, I will use that variable name connection. Okay, so then I will use method cursor. Okay, now with the cursor, I will use the query execute. In the execute, you need to write that code, and in between that code, you will write your query. So here I am creating a table. If this table is not exist, so I will create a table student in which I have ID, that is auto increment. Okay, and ID is a primary key. We have name and we have age. Auto increment I will remove. Okay, I will run this and I will execute create table. Now our table is created. We will create one more method to insert the data. To insert the data, what I need to take? I need to take ID, name, age. Then again, I need to set the connection. I need to create a cursor. I need to execute the query. Now the query will be insert into student. What is the column? ID, name, age. Value will be dynamic because we are taking that as a parameter. So it's a dynamic. So we have replaced that with a question mark. And here, after that, in the execute, this is a second parameter of execute. In that we have values, id, name, and age that we have received here. So I will insert some data. Firstly, I will run this. Okay. ID will be suppose 101. Name will be Bob. Age will be 24. Data inserted. Again, insert data. 102. Mary. Age is 25. Now data is inserted. I need to create one more method to select the data. Now select data, create the connection, create the cursor, execute a query. What is query? Select star from student. Okay. Now in the cursor, like I need to use a method fetch all. What fetch all will give? Fetch all will return me a list. Okay. And in the list, I will have all the data. Okay. Now the data I will fetch one by one. Select data. Okay. Data is not printed. Surprising thing. Select data, fetch all, insert. Firstly, I have created connection, cursor, execute, select star from student, cursor, fetch all data in which I will, okay, here I will just print the data. We will see the list, okay. So print data. Firstly, we will see that in the data we have anything or not. Okay, so you can see how we can debug a method. Okay, so how we check that? So data is we are getting blank. Okay, so there is a issue. How we can check the insert is working fine or not? Okay, I found the issue. Okay, after inserting the data, you need to commit the changes. Okay, and you need to close the connection. And if you want to print that message, so you can do, else not necessary. Okay, but if you are inserting the data, you need to commit the changes. That is important thing, because why? Commit means, suppose we have a pipeline between our code and database. We have a pipeline. Okay, in the pipe, if the data is stuck, we are pushing that, we are committing that. Okay, we are pushing that to database. So run this again, and if you will run this, data is inserted, data is inserted. Now run the select data. We got the data successfully. Okay, so this is also a good thing. uh, we found that how you can debug your program, basically by using the print. If you are trying to create a real application, so you will not use the print in the real case. If you are a fresher, so I'm telling you a surprising thing. In the real application, we will not use print statement. Print we will use sometime to debug the program. Real application will not have print statement. Okay, suppose you are creating application for chat gpt. So if this code you are writing for the chat gpt and you are using the print method, so what if you are giving anything to the chat gpt? So print method will execute on the chat gpt server, but the response where you want, response you want on the user screen. Okay, so we use some ui. Okay, we have flask for that. I will show you that one by one. If you are not getting now, don't be confused, but I am telling you how you can found the issue. So we have created everything separately. For the insert, we have one method. For the create table, we have one method. To create a connection, we have one method. Okay, to select the data, we have one method. If you want to create a method to delete the data, diff delete data. Suppose you want to delete the data uh, as per the ID. Okay, so create a connection, create a cursor, execute that where condition. This is a dynamic parameter. In that I have ID, commit the changes and close the connection. Okay, now I will call delete data 101. Run this one. Done. Select the data. Okay, data is deleted. Now this is a homework. You can try to update the data. If you are suppose trying to like, you can receive one parameter ID and you can receive one parameter name. So if you are passing ID 102, you can update the Mary with the Bob. Okay, so this is a homework for you. Okay, thanks for today. If you like, if you are watching that content and you feel that it's very helpful, so to motivate me, like the video and please subscribe the channel. I'm thinking to create a real project video for a computer vision for you, and this will be a like a good video. In that we will cover lots of project. Okay, so for that I have a target. If I will hit that target, so I will try to create that video for you. Okay, so please subscribe.